I have always wondered if I could make a better default deck for the various roles and heroes here in Paragon. To be honest with you, I think I have done just that, and hopefully you guys can enjoy a universal, very easy to use deck for supports. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon Guide. I am Sylphin. Here is my take on the default deck for supports. Now, who are they and what do they do? Well, you can see very nicely right here, these are the support heroes. Dekker, Muriel, Narbash, Riktor, Steel, and the Fae. They are the traditional supports. The Fae being a little bit of a different one. She can go into the off lane, even some say mid lane as well. And you know what? That is just fine. There are some other people that that people do support with. Gadget being one of them. Lieutenant Belica is another support option. I mean, and then people take Kwang in there, Severog, but this isn't for kind of the offlaners that choose to support. Really, this is just for Dekker, Muriel, Narbash, Riktor, Steel, Fae. Can use this on Lieutenant Belica, could use this on Gadget, I suppose, and really anybody else, not so much. Now, here is the deck, my beginner support universal deck. Please find the build order and a kind of what the cards are and what's on them in the video description. Use that to help follow along and also to help build your own. I do not have an agora.gg link. I don't have a Epic Games deck builder link simply because I don't have the time to build it on every single hero, give you every single option as a link, and give it to you that way. So please follow along this way. Pause the video, as I'm looking over it, so that you can go yourself and copy this item for item, upgrade for upgrade, and make sure that yours looks exactly like this with the consumables and prime. So let's get right into the build. This is the prime card, the Centurion. This gives us health in the late game. We just need to stay alive so we can use our very important abilities and body blocking and all that other stuff to just do our thing. And we need the health, the Centurion, to do that perfect. We have some consumables here that are an option if you so like, but we will get into that later. Now, the very first item that you're going to start off with is the Circlet of Health. What this does is it grants 2.8 health regen to yourself and your nearby allies when you are in the safe lane with your carry. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic for keeping you alive, for keeping your ally alive, and this provides both of you the opportunity to farm in lane, getting card power and hero experience much longer than you otherwise would have. Circlet of Health is a fantastic option that you definitely can't go wrong with. We do have Health Potion, Mana Potion, and Scout's Ward available to you if your carry for some reason goes for Circlet of Health, or well, basically, if they go for Circlet of Health, then they unfortunately don't stack. That's why it's called a unique passive. So if they get a Circlet of Health, then you can get a Health Potion, Mana Potion, and Scout's Ward if you want to be flexible, or just go straight into your Lord's Ward. That is always the case too. So there's some options depending on what your carry does. Again, Circlet of Health, you can go into the Health Potion, Mana Potion, Scout's Ward, or the Lord's Ward. It's really up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. After you get, all of that stuff, you should probably start off with the Circlet of Health, then you go into the Lord's Ward. What this does gives you mana, health, mana regen, perfect, and those all-important Shadow Wards to keep you alive. It is so important that you use these wards to the greatest of your ability, as you know what, they save lives, really keeps you and your carry alive, and just helps out your entire team. After this Lord's Ward, you go into a Wellspring staff. Now, to give you a brief kind of philosophy, the thinking behind this deck is that, unfortunately, as a new account on Paragon, you don't have the crucial active cards that all supports basically need and are basically mandatory. So as a low account level, you're already at a disadvantage, which is really unfortunate. So without those active cards, you have to shift kind of purposes, shift roles as a support. Yes, you have to be, you know, tanky and stay alive and have good mana regen so you can use your abilities, but you also have to do damage. If you don't have those crucial active cards as a beginning player, you have to trade that in for some damage. Try to use what damage you do have very effectively to help swing those engagements just a little bit in your favor. Help help your team by focusing down the high priority targets. And you know what? You just have to kind of be effective in that way. It's unfortunate, but we have to make do with what we have. This Wellspring Staff gets you some mana and that all-important mana regen when you fully upgrade it. As you are upgrading this Wellspring Staff, however, if you find like you are running out of mana all the time, get one of these 2-point chronos here on your Lord's Ward. Get a 2-point chrono or two to help you with the mana regen. If you're really having to use your abilities to save your carry a lot, it's okay to get this chrono because the chrono is so good. The mana regen, the spark, is really, really powerful in the early game. So don't feel bad if you have to get this chrono before fully upgrading this Wellspring Staff. That is okay. After this Wellspring Staff, you really just have to go into this Chrono-Mancer Disc. You got some power here. You're going to get some more here on this Chrono-Mancer Disc. But that mana regen is just kind of going to be really important for you here on this card. What we're getting this card mainly, the main reason we're getting this card though is that cooldown reduction. 10% cooldown reduction enables you to use your very key abilities much more often. So you can, especially on Dekker's Fence, which has a 170-second cooldown at level 1, you can reduce that by 17 seconds. It's absolutely phenomenal what you can do with 10% cooldown reduction. It's really, really good. Really, really good. So that's why we're getting it so early. It is a high cost card, 5 right off the bat, but it's just so good. It is so good. That is why we're getting it this early. And plus, damage really isn't starting to really skyrocket. Casters and carries aren't skyrocketing at this point, so it's safe to go for this instead of some health. After this, though, we're getting some health. We're getting this Amulet of the Veteran with 322 health, as now we need that health. You're going to be around 25, 30 CP, depending if you have fully upgraded your Lord's Ward. At this point, you're going to need this health, and this is where this Amulet of Veteran comes in. 1 CP of power, which is still good, still kind of getting on to, you know, trying to help you out in that department, which is a-okay. After this Amulet of the Veteran, though, you have some options. Now, you can go into the Tempered Plate and Tuned Barrier after this. You get the Tempered Plate first because it has more health, and in the math department, you need that health first in order to make the armor that you get worthwhile. So get this Tempered Plate first, upgrade this, then upgrade your Tuned Barrier last. Get the guards on this Tuned Barrier, though, first, and before that 2-point health, just because abilities hurt so much. So you can get this Tempered Plate and Tuned Barrier, but if you have two supporty heroes, you know, that you know, you're kind of safe. If you don't really need that tankiness, if you have a really strong front line or something like that, you can go into this Eldermage Amulet for a whole bunch of strike and health, or go into this Adamant Edge. Now, don't get this Adamant Edge if you're not getting this Eldermage Amulet. Get this Eldermage Amulet first, and then see if you need that tank. If you need that tank after getting this Eldermage Amulet, you can either just get rid of it and then go into Tempered and Tuned Barrier, or you can keep the Eldermage Amulet, but then go into the Tuned Barrier. Don't get the Tempered Plate. You can forego the basic armor, kind of, as abilities, it's a slight majority of damage that you take is ability damage. So this would be the better tank option, but it's up to you. Basically, your Tempered Plate, Tuned Barrier, Eldermage Amulet, and Adamant Edge are your flex cards. Those 4 cards, Adamant Edge, Eldermage Amulet, Tempered Plate, and Tuned Barrier, are your flex cards. The Tuned Barrier and Eldermage Amulet are a package deal. Pretty much got to get both of them. Or you can get the Eldermage Amulet and the Adamant Edge if you're wanting to go for a lot of damage. Or you get the Tempered Plate and Tuned Barrier. Eldermage Amulet and the Tuned Barrier aren't a package deal. I'm an idiot. So there you guys go. That is the build. I'll summarize it really nice and quick for you here to make it all make sense, hopefully. Circlet of Health you start off with. If your carry has a Circlet of Health, you can choose a Health Potion, Mana Potion, or Scout Sword, or just go straight into the Lord's Ward. After that, you go for a Wellspring Staff. As you're upgrading this, you can come back to the Lord's Ward, get 1 or 2 of these 2-point Chronos or Sparks. After the Wellspring Staff, go into the Chrono-Mancer Disc. After the Chrono-Mancer Disc, you definitely get this Amulet of the Veteran. After this Amulet of the Veteran, then you have the option between the Tempered Plate or Eldermage Amulet. And after that, then you have the option between the Tomb Barrier or the Adamant Edge. That's kind of my thinking there. You always get this Amulet of the Veteran because as a support, you're gonna need it, period. So that's why I say you always need this Amulet of the Veteran. This Amulet, Adamant Edge, Eldermage Amulet, Tempered Plate, and Tomb Barrier are your flex cards. A lot of tank with the Tempered Plate and Tomb Barrier, or damage with this Eldermage Amulet and Adamant Edge. There you guys go. Hopefully this all made sense. Please let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have any questions. I will absolutely answer them, as that is what I am doing this for, to help you guys out. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, please, as I really think that a lot of beginning players can really use some good universal decks that, you know, really helps out perform the role much better. Please subscribe if you found this useful, or simply enjoyed it, as I would love to be able to do it again for you in the future. Till next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.